Okay, welcome to the group. We're going to learn how to invest money. I hope this program will change your life. I'm going to be teaching you stuff that changed my life. So let me give a quick explanation of how it all works. There's different bonuses and different components. So at its very simplest, you've got a password now. You come to the website on your phone or your laptop. There's audio, there's video. If you can watch the video, if you're super busy, do the audio, because sometimes video will be right in here. There's different modules. So you'll see on one of the sides here, you can click through different classes. Then each class has lessons and different investment strategies. So there's lots of different investment strategies. One thing is, don't feel like you have to learn everything about investing. Okay, so there's more in this program than you ever need to know. But everybody has different interests, different things that appeal to them. So we put a ton of stuff. You'll also see somewhere here on this page the access to the bonuses you got. Very important. You'll also, hopefully, and this is an important part of this, you scheduled your strategy phone call so that we can customize and personalize everything in this program for you at the beginning by you talking to somebody in the first week or two or first day at my office. And they've been trained to kind of, if you have any questions, you don't understand it, you want to know which video to skip to and all that, you can ask them. They'll also, if you want to come in person and learn more about this, sometimes I do seminars at my house. You can ask them about that. So there's levels to this. You're basically in level 1, okay? Later on, level 2 is like coming to a seminar. Level 3, I've got some real small group training. And level 4, I even occasionally will do some one-on-one stuff if you're a business owner or if you're doing, it depends, it's situation by situation. So you can ask your concierge that when you do your one-on-one personal strategy call. That's important. Next thing, remember, you have access once a month. I, or sometimes my team, will be personally mentoring you on a live phone call. So make sure you mark us not spam on your email because we'll be sending you a link once a month. You click that link, you come, and you'll be able, it'll send you the time, depending on your time zone. And those are 1 or 2 hour calls. Bring your questions. You can ask me. I'll be there to if you have an investment question, if you've got a question on some of the bonuses and what you've been learning and all that stuff, and you want some live answers, the group is small enough, I can pretty much answer everybody. Lastly, last but not least, maybe the most important, one of the most important components is you're part of this tribe now. So somewhere also on this page, there should be a link to the group. You're now part of a group. It's not just you going alone. If you're not motivated, if you lose heart, there's a whole group. If you have a question and you want to ask it and it's not, you want to get an answer before the monthly live call, you can post in the tribe, you post your question, and everybody in the tribe has access to reply to it. Read other people's replies. Look at other people's questions. It's kind of like Facebook, like a private group on Facebook, but it's here in the program so that it's all built into one. So now, with that said, I just want to give you one kind of word of encouragement and word of motivation. One of my favorite sayings in life is about the temptation to give up. And it's a Chinese saying, and it says, the temptation to give up is greatest right before you're going to succeed. And I've been doing these test groups. I've done one for social media marketing and the 67 steps and entrepreneur starter kit and all these different ones, drop shipping, how to make money online. And one thing I've found is that a lot of people, they don't stay the course. They watch 1 or 2 videos and then they just kind of disappear. Like the temptation, when you're going to feel like, all right, is this working? That's right when you're about to get your next breakthrough. It's not a cheesy quote. It's a real powerful quote. I've seen in my life when I'm starting to get discouraged, that means I'm getting farther down the line. So stay the course. Stick through this. Remember, from age 6 to age 18, you were not taught how to invest your money unless you went to some special school somewhere in the world I've never heard of, or if you had a parent that was amazing at investing. For the most part, you spent 12, maybe more years of your life not learning this stuff. So don't expect you'll, in one day, make up for that 12 years. That's not fair. That's like saying you'll know everything about math in one day. if you didn't learn it between first grade and high school. You have to become somebody who is willing to dig deep within themselves and go, I'm now committed, and I want you to make a commitment to one thing. I want you to become, and why I built this course, a sophisticated investor. Now, I want to tell you one story of why this whole program, this group came to be that you're now part of. I have different test groups teaching people how to start businesses and make money. Now, what happened is, when I first launched them, I didn't know if it would work. Could I teach people what I did? Was it just me, or could I transfer that information? And guess what? It started working. That was the good news. Oh, boom. This person, get on my test group for social media marketing agency. They made $1 million. They made 50 grand a month, all this, okay? What happened, I'm not gonna say their name, not too long ago, couple months ago, somebody came here to the house. I did one of my small group seminars. They were in like level 3. And they're like, oh, I came here because I've made, tons of money. I've made so much money learning social media and making money online and all this stuff that you taught me, Tai, that I had 200 grand saved up, and I just invested in some investment. So I was like, oh, really? What investment? And they started telling me, and right away my radar went off, and I was like, they got ripped off. Not scammed. It was a real investment, but it was a bad investment. I've been doing this long enough. I became a certified financial planner more than a decade ago. I had a wealth management company in North Carolina. It still exists. I sold my 50% when I moved from North Carolina to Los Angeles. I'm not a financial planner anymore, certified financial planner, because I got out of that business. I sold it. But I still know that industry. And I was like, oh, so I told him, can you get your money back? And he's like, oh, I just wired it. I'll ask him if I can get my money back. And I was like, when you wire money, that's why I charge, like you pay with credit card. Credit card's safer because you can get your money back if it turns out not to be a good idea. But for him, and I said to him, I'm kind of sad. I realized I forgot something. I've showed people how to make money, but I haven't shown them what to do with the money once they had it. And what's the point of making money if you're not sophisticated and the first person who comes around with a harebrained idea gets you to invest it in something dumb and you lose all your money? Some people say, well, I'll just keep all my money in this bank savings account where it's FDIC insured. Well, okay, try that. You'll get less than 1% oftentimes on your money. So that means every 72 years your money will double. By the way, you'll be learning about a principle called the Rule of 72. And that basically means if you get 1% interest on your money at your bank, it will take you 72 years for your money to double. If you're okay with that time frame, if you plan to live to 500 years old, you're good with that. But I don't think I'm gonna live to 500. So my goal is not to make money too fast, but also not to make money too slow. So when I say a sophisticated investor, your primary goal for this program over the next days, weeks, and months is that you walk out of this sophisticated, so that as you begin to make more money, you know how to diversify, you know timing and what can't be timed. Some things can't be timed. You understand your gut feeling, how to read situations, how to read people. You understand multiple strategies on investment, so you don't just put everything into, penny stocks or everything into Bitcoin or something like that. So you understand what you understand and you understand what you don't understand. And that's what it means to be a sophisticated investor. So along the path, you might hit some bumps and, I don't understand. Avoid the temptation to give up. This stuff works if you give it time. Albert Einstein said the most powerful weapon, the most powerful concept, the most powerful principle he ever encountered was what? Compound interest. Compounding, meaning you start here, there, and it snowballs. That's what compounding is. Imagine a snowball. It starts small. Your ideas, your education now, your investing now is going to start at a certain place, but it starts to accumulate speed, velocity, mass. And the next thing you know, it rolls on its own. But the temptation to give up is going to be right before the thing's about to roll on its own. I don't want you to do that. My dogs are agreeing with me. So, goal is, now will you be, if you're a beginner, will you be a sophisticated investor in a couple months? Probably not, but you'll be a lot more sophisticated than you were when you start if you pay attention to this stuff. Now remember, some of the lessons are taught by me. I bring in the top experts in every subject. I am not a master investor in 20 plus different investment strategies. Nobody is. Nobody. There's no sports, there's no athlete who's good at every sport. There's no one who's good at baseball, football, basketball, soccer, golf, swimming, javelin, shot put. It just doesn't exist. Nobody's good at everything. So I brought in the best people I know, flew them in from around the world, flew them in around the country. They're my business partner, there's friends, there's people I look up to. They'll be teaching some of this too, so that you learn. It's not a cult. The goal is not learn from Tai. The goal is improve your life. And if I can help some with that, then that's good. And we bring in the people who can help with that one objective, that you financially become sophisticated. You learn how to make money grow. You learn what not to do, and you learn what to do. Both of those are equally important. Investing is a smart person's game, but not smart like book smart. Book smarts won't hurt you, but it's a common sense smart. It's a street smart. You must merge two things in this program. Book smart and street smart. You bring those two together, you will be a sophisticated investor. My definition of a sophisticated investor is a combination of book smart or smart in the brain, and then street smart, or you can call it common sense. And make no mistake, common sense is not common. If you combine these two, street smart, book smart, common sense IQ, and classic, academic heads IQ, you will be my definition of a sophisticated investor. And for the rest of your life, as long as you don't get hit in the head, as long as you don't get amnesia and Alzheimer or wear a helmet when you wear a motorcycle, this will be yours forever. Okay? So you don't need to go, well, did I spend money and did I make a bad choice? It's not a bad choice to move closer to the goal of sophisticated investor so that you understand money. The three most complicated things to understand in our lives are our brain, the psychology, overcoming fear, overcoming procrastination, overcoming all those things that hold us back mentally. That's number one. Number two, physically. How do we eat right, stay in shape, all that stuff, right? But number three is how we take care of ourselves, our family, and our loved ones. Those will be your three big challenges in life. If you get the first one, if you get your head screwed on straight, you'll attract good people, you'll marry the right person, you'll have the right business partners, you won't get ripped off, you'll be happy. That's all in the brain. If you take care of your body, you won't be in as much pain, you'll live longer, you'll live healthier, you'll, not pull your back out when you lift a book off the ground. And then that last one, that third one though, if you get the first two without the third, we live in a world that's called an exchange economy. You're probably not going to grow your own food, make your own clothes, and build your own house. So if you want to have a house, if you want to have clothes, if you want to have food, you're probably not going to do surgery on yourself if you need it. You're probably going to hire a doctor. That's an exchange economy. And the unit of exchange in the modern world is some form of currency, whether it's US dollars or euros or pounds or Bitcoin now. You've got to have quote unquote money, or else you got nothing to exchange and you're stuck and you're all by yourself and no man is an island. You do not want to live in a world where you clean your own teeth and take out your own cavities and grow your own food and knit your own socks. That'd be a horror. I mean, you could do it. You could go back to the 1700s. There's some nice things about it, but I'm venturing to guess you're not going back that way. You want to enjoy technology. You want to enjoy the fruits of the modern world. You will need units of exchange. So as we said, two things you got to know: how to generate cash and how to grow cash and not lose it. This particular program is on that second pinnacle skill. How to grow it, not lose it, that's huge, huge. You can make all the money in the world. If you don't know how to grow it and not lose it, you're going up one stair and you're falling off the building in the next. I can't tell you how many people go upstairs and then fall right back off. And then they get back and they scrape their, they got some wounds and they go right back on the stairs and, I want to make more money. Oh, repetitive cycle. What you want to do is climb up the stairs, then take what you accumulated and make new stairs. And you just keep going up and your life gets better and better, especially financially and emotionally. Stress is reduced. You're not worried about the first of the month. You're not worried about rent. You're not literally living paycheck to paycheck like 80%, 90% of the world. Okay, there's a big, awesome world out there for you. There's a reward for you not giving up. There's a reward for you not giving up. And there's punishment for you giving up. Let me be clear. I'm not an optimist. I'm not a pessimist. I'm a realist. Those of you who will give up on this, one day you'll regret it. Okay? Mark my words. One day you'll look back and go, I made a big mistake. When I went to my first apprentice position with Joel Salatin, I was 19 years old. It was so amazing. I was learning from this guy. I'd grown up, you know, I didn't really have my dad was in prison when I was born, and I didn't have that kind of person to teach me how to build a business. And I met this guy after high school, went up with his family, lived on a farm in Virginia. We're still friends, actually in business together now again. And I started calling all my friends. I called a guy and I said, you got to come up here too. This guy, you could come work on the farm too and learn so much. And he came up there, and within 3 weeks he gave up. Why? Because Joel Salatin was a hard guy to work for. If you made a mistake, he would yell. And he, like I said, he was blunt. He wasn't an optimist or a pessimist. He was a realist. He would tell you like it really was. And after about 2 weeks, my friend said, Tai, I can't handle this. I'm leaving. And I told him, I said, dude, listen to me. Whatever pain you're experiencing, it's not worth leaving because you're going to miss out on all this stuff. And I stayed for 2 years and he stayed for 2 weeks. Fast forward to today. Over 10 years later from that day, he wrote a letter to Joel Salatin. Joel Salatin showed it to me. And he said, the biggest mistake I ever made in my life was leaving. I could have learned so much for you, Joel. I just needed to have a little bit thicker skin. I needed to be willing to not give up. And he said, I've regretted that. And I regret losing 10 years of my life where I would be had I listened and stayed there in that program with Joel Salatin. So that's what I'm telling you now. Some of you will not stick it out and you'll leave within a week or two. And one day, 10 years from now, you'll look back at your financial situation and you'll be like, you know what? Man, I was on track and I somehow let my emotions override my logic and I got scared, or I got busy, or I procrastinated and I fell back into old habits. Remember the first thing? Control the mind. I don't want you to write me a letter like that. I like the letters that I get from people who have had success and go, dude, it's changed my life. I get those so many. I'll tell you how many testimonials I get. I had to assign somebody, like literally had to sign people in my company, monitor these. There's too many coming in. It's not like one a day that I could just look at. It was like, dude, I'm losing track. I'm losing track. I want you to be one of those success stories, okay? And I believe you're about to get access throughout all the different things, the core curriculum you got access to, the different classes, you've got the bonuses, you've got the tribe, you've got the strategy call one-on-one, you've got the live monthly, you got all this stuff. You got the bonuses. I mean, there's so much. It's built for you to succeed, not fail. School system's built for you to fail, trust me. All they care about, for the most part, they get their funding by you passing tests. They don't care if the test helps you in life. That's not how this is. There's no SAT score here. There's, will your life get better? That's my goal. And I'm not knocking the school system completely, but I'm telling you it's broken. And I'm not sure I have all the answers, but I hope this course, this program will be one of those answers that you'll look back one day and go, thank goodness I bumped into this program. So good luck. Okay, homework. Each lesson will have homework. I want you to write below the simplest thing, just 2 sentences. Why did you join this program? What's the goal? Just write it out. Simplest thing ever. The reason I like to do this is it's good to visualize ahead of time what you're trying to get out of something. I do that. It's a real practical skill. Kobe Bryant does that with basketball. He visualizes before the game. He actually plays basketball. Shaquille O'Neal came in the gym one time and he thought Kobe Bryant had had a mental breakdown because Kobe Bryant was literally playing basketball by himself with no ball. And Shaq said, what are you doing? He said, I like to visualize what I want out of this practice session without getting confused by adding too many variables like the basketball. Visualizing is powerful. So I want you to write below, why did you get in this group? There's no right or wrong answers, but try to be specific. It could be, I want to learn to invest in real estate. I want to make an extra $1,000 a month. The more specific your visualization is, the better. Kobe Bryant didn't just sit in the middle of the gym and go, Basketball. He was specific. He pretended like he was dribbling the ball. He pretended like he was laying up. He pretended like he was shooting free throws. So I want you to below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents. You can do it short or long. It's up to you. What do you want in terms of you joining us and becoming an investor? Do you want to learn to invest to become a billionaire? Do you want to just learn to invest to pay off your home? Like, what's the goal? Answer that below, and that'll complete this lesson and unlock the next one. All right? Talk to you soon.